Should have phoned him.
Face the ball, no prohibited contact.
It's a free kick off the ball already. No.
Friday night football, away we go. Cruiser up very high. Murphy scrambles a kick down towards half forward. Betts, fingertips to it on the bounce. Nicely worked. McMahon drives it to the outer side. Pratt was the man who cut it off. McMahon was involved. Close to the boundary, Harvey, and it's out of bounds. Boomer Harvey, very busy last week. They just got back and won the game. Kick with 1.5 minutes to go from Greenwood. Got them over Brisbane. Harvey digs it out. Bastanak. Looping hand pass. Pratt had the weight. Put down. Did pretty well with his second effort. Greenwood, the hero last week. Only as far as Hadley. Armfield. Clever. Across to Scotland, who swings it out towards the wing. Thompson, a long way from home. Gathers the ball on the wing. Nice little Huey. Bastanak. On the overlap, Harvey looks down towards half forward. Warren's on the move. Kick goes in that direction. Warren right on the 50. And Russell simply drags him across the line. And Warren's not impressed.
Aaron Joseph has got the Thomas matchup. Thomas being the main goal kicker for the Kangaroo. He will test that off-the-ball contact.
So Murphy with a little toe poke and then gave it to Cruiser and then to Judd. Tried to tap it back, Greenwood, and it'll be a boundary throw-in.
See Daniel Wells, the closest player to Judd. Judd's getting involved on the Carrazzo-Harvey matchup as well. So those four players all running together at this early stage.
McIntosh, Murphy, just got the kick away. Garlett, good hands. Hurlahan, such a star again last week. And now Gibbs, a floaty kick. Betts read at best, couldn't quite take the mark. He's in a goal-scoring position, needs the right bounce, didn't quite get it. First score of the night.
Some good stuff there. The strength of Judd is smothered by Betts. And then the quick thinking. Grimer to Rawlings in career best form. Now Swallow, right half back, kicks it up towards the wing. Warren edged out of it. Oh, well done, Zeeble. Put the head down, charged at Walker. Lock between the pair, and the umpire will go across and ball it up. The umpires tonight, Farmer, Kennedy and McLaren. Hayden Kennedy, the veteran, his first Friday night this season. Game number 468, if you don't mind. Scotland out of the congestion. Floats it to half forward. Ferrito goes back, missed the mark. Grimer did well a couple of times there. Bastanak.
Good kick too by Bastanak, in short, but found McIntosh. Hasn't missed a match, Bastanak, in his rookie season. It's a fine effort. Thomas at the back, maybe hands in the back. He's in a goal-scoring position like Betts was a moment ago, and he matches Betts. And in many ways, they're a bit of a barometer, aren't they? Betts at one end and Thomas at the other for the two clubs.
You're both just as likely to be the main goal kicker for the respective teams. The Judd-Wells matchup, I reckon if they just played in natural games, I'd be backing Judd.
Right there, Lens.
There's Walker. A runner from half back. Drives it out towards Waite, who started so well last week. In trouble this time, dragged down. Playing it along the boundary line was Armfield. Over the football is Pratt. He's been busy. Good tackle, Armfield. Slapped out of their weight.
In the back.
Free kick to North. Pratt to take it. Got a few possessions already. Goes across to Wells. To half forward. Harvey on the lead. 70 metres out from goal. Goes long down towards full forward. Awkward moment down there for Jamison. Thomas out of mid-air goal.
Looks to have hurt himself here, Thomas. Just the opportunist goal from North Melbourne. A couple of times with some early forward thrusts from Carlton. Russell about 2 or 3 minutes ago, and this one with Jamison making the right play but not executing the skill, and the ball just dripping over the back. And Ever, the opportunist there, might have got his foot caught under all of that. Certainly wouldn't want to lose him at this early stage of the game.
North anticipated yesterday that Carrazzo would go to Brent Harvey. Harvey's been busy already. He's had 3 touches and he's been able to link up in the midfield, which is a real danger sign for the Blues tonight.
Got a terrific record, Harvey, against the Blues, and so has Thomas. He's kicked 10 goals in the 3 and a bit games he's played against Carlton. Judd with a floater to centre half forward. Oh, that's a wonderful mark. Betts.
We've seen this on a few occasions, some of the small forwards from both.
Well, Gibbs was cramped up when he handballed to him, and now Campbell. A little handball over the top. Rawlings, good tackle on Rawlings. And then the tackle comes on Carrazzo.
What I was saying about the strong mark from Betts, we're seeing a lot of clubs who play the small forward. The actual marking technique is really solid. Stephen Milne springs to mind from St Kilda, and Eddie Betts at Carlton.
Brady Rawlings was the defender on his tail. That was a good effort. It wasn't a mark from the front spot against Rawlings.
Bounce just outside the 50, cruiser to Judd. Cruising past was Murphy. Hard against the boundary line, pulls it back towards the kickoff line. Well done by Grimer. Was Betts held without it? No. Bastanak slid in, couldn't control the footy though. Rawlings at the base of that with Betts.
Hang out then. Nah, yours. You don't need to do it. Don't need to build. Keep out of it.
So Harvey gets a free kick.
Right there, Agent.
Now that is silly.
Totally unnecessary.
Play on.
Robbo might have another go at him. McMahon back to Harvey.
Play on.
Grimer. McMahon. Pratt.
Play on.
Pratt's got the football in the back pocket. Short. And the mark is taken by Hansen. Little chip. Cunnington's taken the mark. Gets around White. Goes down towards half forward. Wells. That was clever. Good use of the body by Wells. Just got rid of his marker. Sends it long down towards full forward. Swallow. Dangerous in this situation. Quick thinking. Just misses. Through it goes for a minor score. And setting up that move out of the back pocket was Rawlings.
And terrific mark from Cunnington. The scouting reports on him was he showed a lot of the similarities of Adam Simpson, who was a midfielder who could take an overhead mark. And the early signs are good.
Lindsay out. Lindsay, go out and round.
Swallow did really well too in the one-on-one, didn't he?
You can see what the Kangaroos like to do. They're quite happy to attack the goal front. Got the first goal, got the second shot. All crumbing efforts, not marking it, but dangerous spots if you can crumb it.
So Scotland in the back half. What a fine season he's having, the veteran. That one cut off. Well done by McIntosh. Getting it back to Bastanak, and then McIntosh again. Ferrito sending ball, but Murphy just had to wait for a moment. Swallow banging and crashing. Thomas into his back. Free kick.
And it landed on top of him, so that's in the back. Clear out, thanks. Don't go there. Go round.
Well, so I'm very happy to see that free kick played. One of my pet is that when the guy on the bottom of the pack has to be protected, if you fall on his back, that should be a free kick, and that's what was paid.
He's had trouble with set shots, Thomas, this year. I mean, he's clearly the #1 goal kicker at the club. He's kicked 19, including the snap earlier, but he's 5 goals, 7, as you can see from set shots. So important he nails this. North have had a good start. If he gets this, then they capitalise. And he does. So 2 goals to Thomas. He's got 20 for the year, and North get a little break early.
That's Joseph.
All the talk during the week from Brad Scott was about the intensity at the ball for North Melbourne. They were really keen to start the game. Well, they started the game exceptionally well last week, and they've carried that on now. So attacking the game, attacking the man, attacking the ball all in the right manner and getting rewarded for it.
Lindsay Thomas taking a break. This side up by 13 points. Kicked 4 goals last time these sides met. Port Adelaide Magpie. Glancing blow on Joseph. He's running amok down there. Greenwood's over the football. Tackled by Hadley. And the ball doesn't release, so the umpire will do it again. Good start this by the Kangaroos.
Sometimes you watch a game and Carlton really look quicker than the opposition, but just in this first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the game, the Kangaroos actually had got the zip about them.
Over the top, Goldstein. Harvey got a hand to it. It fell to Cruzgala, just lying on the deck there.
Opportunity.
The umpire will do it again. The third quarter has been a killer for North in recent weeks. They started fast last week. Brisbane came storming back despite being undermanned. They grabbed the lead with 1.5 minutes to go in the game. Jacobs off balance, taps it down. Robinson has been in good form. Scotland ditto. Towards the outer side, free kick to the man in front, Houlihan.
Carlton are going to have to be very patient going forward. McMahon's playing a loose man in defence for the Kangaroos. Thornton, the alternative player, down for Carlton.
Houlihan back to Walker. And Walker takes off, kicks inside the forward 50. He'll direct it. Zeeble. Was it Pratt? Pratt took the mark, plays on, gave it back to Wells, and Wells finds Thompson. Thompson, a little uncertain, eventually feeds it back to Greenwood.
He was meandering a bit, Thompson, wasn't he? Goes back to Pratt, to Harvey. Two that have had so much footy in the first quarter. Harvey's kick's a good one. Into the centre, right. Well, that one a little bit off the side, perhaps. Zeeble has marked.
Good mark.
Great mark.
That was really good play by Thompson. He had nowhere to go to forward of the footy.
Dennis, go out with... go round, thanks, yeah.
So I think that bounced, no doubt about that.
Definitely.
But on the forward flow, it was good by Thompson. He was going to kick it to Carlton players, held onto the footy, changed direction, created the chance.
I'm just thinking what Brett Ratton told us, Tom, a moment ago, that when North start well, they're hard to beat.
Yeah.
So
Right there, Dennis.
Zeeble kick says it'll be a brilliant start.
Ooh.
So hitting that post, it's going to be tight.
Just on Lee's point, it was Thornton who is playing the loose man in defence, and it was a really educated kick to a one-on-one contest that favoured Zeeble and took the mark.
There's Judd in the back pocket. North getting a few good calls in the last couple of weeks. On the outer side, Hadley. That was clever, but into the path of the wrong man. Jacobs tried to show his deftness. It didn't work out.
He's dived on the ball underneath.
See the turnovers there, 7-1 from Carlton already.
Houlihan across the ground with a resultant free kick.
He's round. Yours outside.
Russell. And now Jamison released into space, tries to pinpoint it, coming up the ground. Pratt, he's been in the sun. That here has lightened up a little. Gives it across towards a teammate there in Campbell. Beautiful kick to Warren. Well, one man wanted that at the contest on the wing. The other, not quite certain about whether he did.
I think Pratt exactly knew where the opponent was, where the footy was. Made the ground, got there first.
What's also happened here is we spoke about Thornton being the loose man in defence for Carlton. They're not accepting that, and he's actually gone and engaged McMahon down the other end. So Carlton didn't actually have the spare defender in their defensive 50 to help with a chop out.
Saw this guy play his first game, and he was very impressive, Warren. He's been sidelined at times by injury, but when he's fit, he can do that sort of thing. So the small forwards bobbing up for North.
Yeah, he's that marking, moving half forward, not a key position side, so he's not going to play down the spine. But he plays the flank, he runs, he moves, but pretty good overhead. But Pratt, he was the one who set it up, and that was the turnover. Carlton were completely out of position, and Kangaroos had plenty of players free going forward.
The really pleasing thing for Brad Scott and his coaching staff, they've had the 6 inside 50s North Melbourne for 3 goals, 3, so very efficient in moving the ball forward.
And they're not shy at going to the right place. I mean, Campbell's kick again spot on as those other two, which really probed the goal square when they went forward earlier. So 3 goals to none here. Warren's first game for a month. He's missed the last 4 after a good start to the season.
What's interesting, they really have jumped into the last week and this week. Exactly the same as last week. They're just on straight away, kicked the first few goals.
Well, they sure have. Well, the Blues actually jumped Melbourne, of course, last week as well. But tonight they're having it done to them. Greenwood. I bet you he's had a good week at the club. He deserves it after that goal. And well done, Thomas. He just absolutely lost Joseph there. Joseph lost the foot. He was completely disorientated.
It was starting to get a bit ugly for Carlton. I'm not quite sure what's going through Brett Ratton's mind at the moment, Lee. What would you...
Well, I reckon Armfield and Joseph, I think he might think about swapping his small defensive matchups for a start, because Thomas has just got a bit of the ball early against Joseph. So that's the one matchup I'm sure he's thinking about.
Well, he's now 6-7 from set shots after getting the first one tonight. That won't be a goal. Floating towards the square. And Jacobs, who's been very impressive, Jacobs. Excellent again last week. A lot of the ball. Takes a good mark.
He's changed the pecking order at Carlton amongst the ruckman. Kicks it towards half-back, off hands. Down goes Gibbs, and the ball spills out of bounds. North Melbourne up by 20 points. The early going on Friday night football, led by 36 at halftime last Saturday night. Jacobs in front. Goldstein reaching over the top. Swallow dragged down by Hadley, and that pack as well, Judd. Swallow grew up a devout West Coast Eagles supporter. His footy hero was Chris Judd. He saw them jousting before the opening bounce. Goldstein, Jacobs pushed him in the back. Two movements there on Goldstein. He's got the football 65 metres out. Plenty of movement up forward too. And good movement. They all went to different directions. Getting back is Thompson. He knocked it away from Russell. Slips a hand pass intended for Warren. Bastanek. Oh, what a goal. With intent. Oh, he kept his head.
Again, they've attacked that goal front area. I mean, they really just centred the ball from the pocket, but they've actually had good success. They've changed their setup a bit, North, with Hale out. That's one of their 200 centre-metre players missing, so that allows them to get a little bit more speed in that middle part of the field, deep forward.
Tyson Goldstein's been a very good player for them in recent times, but Lee's point is very well made. They don't have the tall marking forwards in Hale, and obviously Petrie's out with a broken foot, so they're having to orchestrate a different avenue to goal, and the small forwards for North Melbourne are giving Carlton plenty of grief.
Play on.
So that's his first goal in AFL footy. One to remember. Probably well timed too on the eve of something else happening. O'Halpin drops it down. So North have made a statement here. 4 goals to the good. Rawlings. Well done for Rito, but he did duck down, and then Robinson worked off it. Judd. Down to you, Tim.
The Roos are making a statement in general play too. They're monopolising the ball, 58 possessions to 32. And generally it's Carlton that's doing that to the opposition, so they're winning right around the ground at the moment.
And the fans have responded too. Good crowd in for this celebratory night of Friday night football. On the bottom of that lower, and I think you'll get a free kick.
In the back.
Gee, Lee, I think everybody's been listening to you, so lower short.
Oh, he did well. Lower. Made his surname a verb. Got right under the pack. There goes the kick down towards half forward. Wow. Strength by Joseph. That was terrific. Here's Russell. Breaks away. AFL's most improved player to half forward. Murphy still inside the centre square. Carazzo flicks it across to Judd. Now inside the 50. O'Halpin tugs it way left. And through it goes for a minor score.
Feeling under siege at the moment, the Carlton players. Interesting statistic is contested possessions, also 23-16 at the moment in favour of North Melbourne.
So Bastanek to McIntosh. He's done that a few times in the opening term. McIntosh got out on that wing and taken an uncontested mark. Pratt's been busy. Talked a fair bit about him in the opening term. Low, cut off. I think it might have been meant for Warren, but cut off anyway. Garlett was just, dare I say, cruising past. That kick, though, not so good, and that's cut off by Hadley, and they might hurt them here. Murphy, Gibbs retreating back to Carazzo. He's on the wrong side, and he took a while, but that's a lovely kick. Soft feet in the end, gets it to Simpson. Simpson's little one for O'Halpin, but Grimer just worked him off it a bit too easily, and then Grimer sets up the next foray.
Nice play, Grimer. McMahon comes out to Greenwood. Greenwood towards the boundary line. Zeeble, will he keep it in? No, he won't. And they'll regroup just short of the wing.
The one area where Carlton are doing well is in the clearances. They're 7-4, but I think it's continuing this trend that winning the clearances isn't a great way of winning the game. It seems like, because everyone is set up to defend those possessions.
Well done by Hadley. Gibbs. Now Walker. nothing on for him. You looked up, there was no movement. Gee, they were slow to go up ahead. Eddie Betts, after the tackle was laid, was offering a lead. Here's Wells, a little chip pass, dropping back. Thornton does well. Now, Simpson is on. Houlihan needs to break. There's nothing to that side of the ground. Hence, he's looking back inside. He comes to Gibbs. Gibbs looks towards half forward. There's a whistle.
North Melbourne over here. Your ball, Levi. To North Melbourne. Your Roy over here. Here's the mark. North Melbourne free kick.
And that is a long way back from the footy.
Is that the reserve umpire playing that free kick?
I think it might have been.
It might have been.
That could be a first.
Seen that,
Not sure how they would have communicated it.
Andrew, look at the ball. Point. Hang on.
Hanson missed it. Judd's got it. Breaks away from the 50. Kicks beyond the wing. Carrazzo tracks it back in the opposite direction. Grimer missed it. Ferrito did well. Pratt, Grimer.
His loping style, kicks to... Oh, terrible kick. He kicked to centre forward, but straight to Scotland. What a waste. And now Judd. Simpson. So that turnover with the free kick may not have hurt Carlton. We'll get down and find out from Tim what happened in a minute. So Simpson retreats back to Thornton. They just need to find their composure a bit here, Carlton.
Yep.
I mean, they need a goal. It always helps. Joseph to Walker. We'll probably get those cheers for most of the night now from the Kangaroo fans. Armfield, and he's missed a lot. Hey, Tim, can you fill us in what happened a minute ago?
Well, it was Armfield and Campbell who were wrestling on the ground. The emergency umpire came out like he'd been shot out of a cannon onto the ground, and he paid the free kick.
So
you
is
see
that
there on
history?
screen now.
Is that the first time, Tim?
Yes.
Out of bounds, the attacking side of the interchange gate. So historic night.
Yep.
As North Melbourne celebrate 25 years. Well picked up, Lee.
The idea that Carlton were trying to implement before was just deny North Melbourne the ball. North Melbourne not a huge possession side. Carlton normally very good at restricting possession. Just trying to deny North Melbourne some fluency in the game.
Murphy to Gibbs. Untidy looking kick. Harvey too nimble for Cruiser. Well played. Slips it away. Swallow. Clever. Zeeble. Harvey, a runner outside Greenwood. After last week, this isn't beyond him. Oh, yes, it is. He was strongly tackled by Armfield. Play on's the call, though. He was a bit lucky there. With the football is Scotland. I figure if you get the ball and run 5 metres, you've had prior opportunity, but not according to the umpire Kennedy.
She's the turf's been a talking point all week. Didn't look great again then.
Even one little bad sign for North. Wells went short 5 minutes ago when he should have gone long to the goals. And Greenwood then should have probably had a shot to the top of the square at least.
Oh.
Danger here for Russell. Good tackle. And now Hanson with a check side. Missing.
Russell's having an almost night tonight. He's got himself into positions in a marking contest where he's made the right position, but the ball's gone over the back. Just a little off pace at this early stage in the game.
Well, Thomas has had 4 shots on goal and a terrific tackle. Then he's been such an influence in the opening term. So 8 scoring shots to 2, and Gibbs just coughs it up. Well, they've unravelled here. Early days, we know.
Go round.
Yes, I mean, you don't take anything for granted going forward, but all of a sudden they're in good shape, playing a side that's a fair bit below them on the ladder, and it's just not going according to plan. So all of a sudden, a regroup is necessary because the pattern is different than might have been hoped.
Well, he struck the first one really well. This is a much more difficult shot, Warren. And that's always going to be thin. So a lot of shots, 9 scoring shots to 2.
That turnover takes a turnover count 17-7 in North Melbourne's favour. When you're down in a game like this, you really want some confidence pills. You want some cheap kicks, and giving the ball back to the opposition is not the best way to go about it.
Joseph to Russell. Drives it up towards the wing. Good mark taken by White. Quick in the dead. 50 metres. Umpire McLaren stepping it out. Right down to the 50.
1, 2
So
steps
White.
over. Time off. Come back. Keep going. Time on. Yours.
So White looks for the smallest man inside the 50. Betts, and he was surrounded by Kangaroos. Ferrito, too slick there for Pratt, taken by Hadley. Down towards the kickoff line. Grimer again doing well to Thompson, to McMahon. Drives it towards the outer side. Gallett's got it. Garlett takes something off the kick. Warren presenting well. He's got the ball at right half back. Looks back inside the corridor.
Move it on. Play on, man.
Nothing much on.
Let's play on.
Man on the mark, content just to stand there. Warren eyeballs him, then kicks beyond the wing. Off hands, Walker lurking at the back to Joseph.
Too slow. We don't say that about him too often.
Crows. Let him up. Go back, Crows. Thank you.
It's no doubt the Kangaroos look on the job, don't they? They're attacking the game. They're attacking the man very strongly and making Carlton just look a little off pace at the moment.
Well, they had a couple of chances there, Cunnington and also Lower. So Cunnington in the heart of the centre square. That's a poor kick. 50-50 contest, and now Hurlihan can sting them. Brown first touch to Thornton, had nowhere really to go, so he had to backtrack a bit. Gets it to Joseph to Scotland. Again, you can just see Kangaroos in front of him. Now they start to attack it by going wide. Waits kicks a good one to Betts. It was a beauty. It'll be 50.
Well weighted, as they say.
Stay out, please, Scott. It's 50 metres. Is there a report?
It had to be.
No. Back here, thank you. That's all right. That's it. Back here, Eddie.
Did you ask if you reported me?
It's on the line, Scott.
Yeah. Report for faking, he asked about.
What it was.
Yeah.
I was asking if he was reported.
No.
Strange question. So Betts gets the long awaited first goal for the Blues. The likely source.
I think it was a definite 50-metre penalty, but the arm was just hung out a little bit. Incidental contact. I tell you what the Kangaroos are doing. They sort of play in the Geelong defence, Tom. They're holding the ground.
Yep.
They're not actually, if their players go upfield, they're just holding back.
I think
and
so
that's
far.
working quite well tonight.
I think so far in the battle of the coaches box, North Melbourne probably on top with their defensive structures, not being sucked into engaging the Carlton forwards.
29 plays 8. Much needed goal, that one. McMahon coming over the top and late, hence the 50. Tomo, no compassion though. Wanted to know if there'd been a report for faking. Haven't seen one of those yet. I don't think it's a report. I think it's a fine. Judd out of the middle, kicks inside the forward 50. Betts again. Well done by Rawlings, reaching over the top and gets it out of bounds.
It was a quick entry from the Blues. They need to do that to get it into one-on-one contest. North Melbourne so far in the early stages of this game have been very good at setting up the loose man in defence, whether it be Grimer or Thompson, setting their defensive structures up really well at the moment.
McIntosh first hand to it, over the football lower. Over the top was Wells, taken strongly in a tackle. McMahon affected the kick. It goes close to the boundary line, and McIntosh quite content to push it across. So down to 2 minutes remaining in the opening term. And he's seen his team hit hard often and not respond all that well so far. North, on the other hand, have been terrific. Swallow, nice work, strong. They couldn't bring him down. Zeeble, he fits in that category too. Goes to Wells. Wells just lays it off to Lower. Lower, brilliant kick. Zeeble is 60 metres out. Just couldn't work the angle. He couldn't work the angle. Goldstein needed to have another 10 metres towards the square, but Zeeble gets a free kick. Goes down towards full forward. Goldstein is running across the face of goal. Well done, Thornton. Gave it to Scotland.
And now Waits, who set up their first goal. Hung on to it for a bit there, did O'Halpin, but it was the right decision in the way. But now Bastak, high tackle.
It's 50.
2 high tackles on Scotty Thompson. Short to Wells. He's had a good first term, Wells. Hasn't always kicked it brilliantly in this opening term. He just set that up for Goldstein. It really set it, got over the top of Jacobs. Harvey versus Carazzo, and Carazzo wants the safety of the line to get to.
Jacobs had got back into the good defensive ruckman position, and all he had to do was judge the footy, but he ran 2 steps under the footy. It
was a weird kick from Wells
head.
coming in.
It was indeed. Jacobs knocks it down. Scotland running out of space, does well, feeds it back. Hadley, the clever hand pass. Armfield, Thornton. Hadley once more out of the back pocket. That's a beautiful kick too. Well, almost. Under pressure was Russell. Wonderful stuff by Hansen coming back, slamming it towards the pocket. McIntosh coming up the ground was Thomas. Armfield, did he keep it in? No.
It was good play by Hansen. You've just got to keep your eyes firmly on the footy if you're coming back with the flight, and make sure you're going for the footy the same as the guy facing it.
Almost quarter time, then boundary throw in. One down by McIntosh. Judd steals it away. Chris Judd twisting, turning. 9 possessions now, and that's one of the better ones across the ground at Carlton.
Well, Judd was the only player in that Carlton stoppage who was actually on the move, and as a result he got the footy. I mean, he's a brilliant player at it, but Carlton need more energy around the stoppage, coming forward with the ball.
So Walker got it from Robinson, who got it from Brown. Kicks to a contest, and Bastanaki kicked a spectacular goal with the last touch. So a splendid opening for North. They're 29-8. Tim Watson will be talking to Boomer Harvey after the quarter-time break. North lead it on Friday Night Footy. Good stuff, Dennis, and from Boomer Harvey as well.
Well, it is interesting. I mean, because a number of times the team that winning the clearances, of course, they got more numbers around the clearances. But often the team that that loses the clearances got more numbers where the ball ends up going. But either way, the clearance wins aren't seen to be having a great effect on the winning and losing a game.
It's almost an effective clearance is what they need. The second possession from the clearance.
Yeah.
So the Kangaroos making all the running in the opening turn. Jacobs out of the centre. Carlton with an early foray. Going to ground, Houlihan. Oh, run down Thompson. Good stuff by Betts. He was the real live wire. That looked high against weight, but no free kick.
Come out.
I heard the
got it now. Line. Go through.
So Northwind leading.
Thanks, Jared.
Here's a quick tackle. Betts has been impressive in a losing side in that first term. Northwood leading at quarter time are 4-1 this year, and the Blues, when trailing at quarter time, are 0-3. So a lot of footy to be played, and we know that North can have a big lead and give some of that up, if not more than a bit, but they've made a good start. Warren getting it from Zeeble. And then that careful, slow kick to McIntosh, and Jacobs got across. So we saw McIntosh do that a lot in the opening term, get on his own at centre wing.
North have also got a history.
Not in the back, not in the back. Time off, play on.
So you heard the explanation. Harvey coming up for yet another disposal, up to 10.
Runs beyond the wing, kicks inside the forward 50. Russell almost. Here's trouble. Thomas again. Vacant square. Warren runs into it. Sockers off the ground and gets another one. That's their second off the deck.
He's great on his feet, isn't he, Harvey? I mean, he went to go inside on the centre square, but he's quick enough. That was the free kick where we got the ball in the first place. There's a bit of over-aggression, but then when he came back, again, prepared to drive the ball in long.
Just played the game straight on. The Jacobs hit on Harvey. It's almost a young player responding to the coach's comments. Look, boys, you really got to put some physicality in the game, but you've got to do it when the ball's there. Just see Jacobs there, just totally unnecessary. He's obviously wanting to exert his physical presence onto the game, but if the ball's not in play, it's an absolute nightmare for your coach.
So a couple to Warren, and Thomas remains such a weapon for the Kangaroos in their forward 50. Robinson got it back and then hurriedly kicked it towards 50. O'Halpin overran it. McMahon has been the loose man down back for a fair bit of the match. Grimer goes to Zeeble. So impressive, Zeeble. High draft pick last year. Got badly injured about halfway through the season. Rawlings goes back. And then Grimer's kick is good. And Zeeble covered a bit of territory and takes the mark. A good lead they sit on. 4 goals. Looking for McIntosh. Jacobs belting it away.
The point I was going to make a couple of minutes back was that it's important for North Melbourne to keep the foot down here. They've obviously won the quarter and won the quarter well, but they have had lapses this season where they've had heavy scores kicked against them in a hurry.
Boundary throw in. McIntosh in front with the backhander. Jacobs very good to Judd. Feeds it forward. Simpson out wide. Robinson got a kind bounce. Finds his way through. Kicks inside the 50. It's 3-on-2. Thompson in front. Weight almost over the top. Falls to McMahon. The spearman very helpful there. Garlett back to Pratt. Pratt runs outside the defensive 50. Beautiful pass. Hits Thomas, who had that out-of-boot experience last week. He socked a goal from 50 metres down towards the pocket. It runs on. It wasn't a bad kick. It was intended for Goldstein on the lead. This is Armfield. Gibbs. There's Thomas again. He's playing inspired football. Under pressure was Russell. Carlton in danger of coughing it up again. They fight a draw inside the 50, and the umpire will ball it up. 35 plays 8. Early going second term on Friday Night Football.
Just with the moulded stops on there.
Yeah, the turf giving way again. Big scramble. Wells emerges with it. Took something off the hand pass. Bastanak has been so good. Was it touch? No. The youngster's got the goal. His second. Both tonight in AFL footy.
Well, they've continued. They did have an impressive tonight. You're sort of starting to look at names that aren't household names that have only just emerged, maybe even this year. Bastanak is certainly one. Grime is fitting in really well at centre-half back now. Zeebel's getting the ball. Swallow's really solid in tight. They've got a lot of players, Cunnington, that are actually all starting to look really good with just a handful of games under their belt.
With high work rate, Ben Warren's another one who's really been pushing hard up to the flanks. Good hands here from Wells, just flicked it out. And Bastanak's been very impressive. A lot's been spoken about. Hasn't missed a game this year, and a couple of goals early. Great start.
He had 7 tackles last week. Have a look at those centre clearances, Lee. 6-0 in front of Carlton.
Mitch Robinson's held off the ball.
But they'll go forward again here. So it's a 5-goal margin. 3 North Melbourne players have kicked 2 goals each tonight. Warren, Thomas and Bastanak. That's a long ball. And Waite had a fair bit of it. Not quite. Cruiser and Pratt. Pratt has to get it out, and he did, and then searching for it was McMahon. Thompson's in there, Betts clever. Brown gets it back to Murphy, and Murphy hooks. But hooks too far in the end.
Well, the centre clear stat now will be 7-zip. I think it's a credit to North Melbourne's defensive structures from the setup. It might be worth looking at the second possession from the centre clearance to see where that goes, because obviously North Melbourne all over them at the moment.
McMahon himself. Pratt, it's a short one on. He chooses that and goes to Greenwood, who was limping moments ago. Seems to be okay now. Looks towards the outer side. Hanson's got a task. Will he get there? Awkward bounce. Eluded him. Taken by Thornton over the top. Houlihan kicks inside the forward 50. All North back there. Grimer takes the mark. McMahon so often the man who brings it out. Goldstein is the target. Marks inside the defensive 50. Lower offers a lead, at least clears a space, but no one comes to that space, so he goes back in short to Thompson. Thompson looks across the ground. Grimer once more, opposite back pocket. Now, where's the movement? Greenwood runs at them. McMahon, though, and Grimer working over Murphy. Grimer towards half forward and Warren. Traps it pretty well. Head down, he did duck there. Smothered by Walker, hasn't got the football, Walker.
Back to him. Time off.
So good in his couple of games back, Walker.
Move it on, Andrew. Play on.
Just played 13 matches in the last 2 years, 7 and 6. So he's up to that mark this season. They need a lot from him. He's so important to them. A fine player. Jamison, probing kick to centre wing, but just a little too tall for Joseph, who's had an awkward night so far. Gets a finger on that. Back to Cunnington. Handball over the top to Bastanak. So a couple of their 18-year-olds together. Ferrito to Zeeble, not much older. And then Zeebel's kicks a clever one. Gives to Thomas a bit of a run. Thomas went to ground, fetched it back off Walker. Walker tries to get it out. The ball comes to Wells, and then Wells leans back, and this will be close. It's going to roll and hit the ball. No, it stopped. It didn't hit anything. It stopped, did a U-turn, and the Blues have got it.
Ah, yes, like Phil Mickelson with a very lofted club. Goes short, finds Waite. How about that? It just talked. It sat up on its point and came backwards like an obedient dog. Kicks it around the outer side. Missed out there by Simpson. Tomo taken high. Even the villains in the action now. Thompson, he's gone a long way. He started at the fence, ladies and gentlemen. Farino across to lower. Looks inside the forward 50. Coming across on the angle is Jamison. Knocks it away from right. It's out of bounds.
I think it might have
Yeah, I reckon
come
it did.
back because it hit the
Need the
post.
sneakometer on the post.
No, actually, I don't think it did.
Ah.
Good call. Here's Gibbs. It looked a goal in the run, didn't it? Thompson. He's had a tough old 3 weeks. Wait hard at it. Farito just took it off him like a pickpocket. And then with a long bomb, Thomas dangerous. Oh, brilliant Thomas. He'll kick his third. They're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they're going to take some running down. Russell has actually gone on to the Thomas matchup, but he's continuing to find the footy.
So good in one-on-ones league, even in the marking contest, the little fella.
Yeah, but their defence has been magnificent to this point. Basically, Carlton have had 15 inside 50 entries, but they just can't score. Kangaroos' defence completely in control.
He's gone straight to the bench too, Thomas, but a feature of his play tonight has been his body work. On 3 occasions, he's positioned Russell exactly where he wanted him to be positioned to enable him to actually be at the ball drop. It's been intelligent play from him tonight.
Hadley to Judd. Thomas with 3 goals. Brown. Here's a chance for them. Garlett is through, runs to 50, goes short. Betts spilt the mark. In the back, was it? He's paid the mark. Well, I reckon umpire McLaren would like to see that again.
He told me it was. He said it was. I heard in the earpiece.
The blame
He told me
game.
it was a mark, all right?
Well,
Oh, it might have had that.
I couldn't
You think
see
it was?
He's played it for me,
I think so, Mark. Had control of the ball.
oh,
He's still got his arm underneath it.
Michael.
Dennis.
okay.
Sure.
Betts has got it. Difficult spot down there, obviously, and Eddie comes in and pumps it. He's got his second. They needed that one.
The important thing for Carlton then was they got the centre clear through Judd and got it out to Garlett and actually got a result from the centre clear. So good use on the left foot. Bit of debate about the mark. I'll pay it. And he's done the forward thing and gone back and kicked it. He's been lively, Eddie Betts. He's been up and about. He's the one player who's applying the forward pressure. He's presenting as a target. Kicked a couple of goals, important for the Blues.
All 3 marks inside the attacking 50 for Carlton tonight have been taken by Eddie Betts. None of their big forwards at this stage have actually been able to mark a ball inside their attacking 50, which has got to be a worrying sign. You wouldn't think Eddie Betts is going to be able to carry this forward line all night.
It's been a good few weeks for small forwards, hasn't it? We're seeing a couple in great form tonight. Harvey out of the centre, right onto it and hooking. And just for the record, Thomas with his 3 has now got 21 goals for the season. Betts with his 2 has got 21 goals for the season.
Well, largely been small forwards, haven't we? Yeah, as we said, Thomas, Bastanak and Betts is one out for Carlton at the moment.
So Simpson.
Move it on, please. Play on.
Just sizing up the situation. Decides to go to Cruiser with a long ball. Outnumbered. And McIntosh got a handball away, and then Zeeble held up in the tackle.
This is the part of the game that's really hurting Carlton at the moment. You can see that 30 turnovers to 16, and it's Carlton's reliable, efficient kicks. Scotland, Gibbs has had 4, Walker's had 3. Really need to use the ball more effectively when coming forward.
McIntosh belts forward, Armfield, and now Simpson.
Across the ground. An element of danger here. Well done, though, by Joseph to his own advantage. Great evasion, too. Garlett kept coming. Joseph hurries the kick. It was touched. Thompson must have heard the call. Did well. Flicked it away. Campbell, short one. Garlett playing with supreme confidence. Cunnington In short, low down. Warren, not 15. Back towards Cunnington. Plenty of Carlton players around the football. Robinson digs it out. The hurried kick comes out of defence, but straight onto the chest of McIntosh. Joseph looking a little tired down there. He was the man who kicked it from the 50. Hadley on his knees. Robinson gets it across towards Garlett, who's away again. Back come the Blues.
Taking a few on, runs as far as Ferrito, and almost again, so a third running bounce, and then O'Halpin the target. Well done getting back Goldstein. Put Grimer under the pump though. I'm not sure if he got the hand. Well, he did apparently. So Goldstein, back he goes to McMahon. Left foot's a beauty. That is a magnificent kick to Swallow at centre wing. Feel like the next 5 minutes will tell a tale here. Carlton have upped the ante a bit, and North responding. Joseph, who's had a tough old night.
Well, the Carlton forwards showing huge work rate. Cruz Garlett, he had no one to actually, Jeff Garlett, so had no one to actually kick the ball to, because the Carlton forwards are pushing right up. They actually need some stay-at-home forwards to make the North Melbourne defenders more accountable.
Here's Gibbs going down the line with a long ball. Judd did well.
They've won the one-on-one contest yet. The way the game's been set up.
He's got a free kick.
The way the numbers have been set up, of course Carlton have got more players round the stoppages, they might win the clearances. But the Kangaroos have actually got more numbers in Carlton's forward third. They just keep rebounding.
He's on a lead, the hands go into his back. Has to be a free kick, all right?
Well, much like Stevie Milne last week, Betts is the number one option by a long stretch, isn't he, for Carlton at the moment?
20 gone!
He hasn't been kicking goals lately. He kicked 5 in the Monday night game. He struggled since then, but he's got a couple tonight and make that 3. So Betts and Thomas go stride for stride here on Friday night footy.
It's been lovely, Eddie Betts coming off for a quick spell now, but he really looks like the only player likely to get his hands on the ball in the forward 50. The North Melbourne defenders structuring up exceptionally well at the moment. Jared Waite's actually come on to replace Betts, so Brett Ratton going for a taller target. But the kudos to the North Melbourne defenders at the moment, having the courage, if you like, to back the structure in and fill the space, roll over onto the direct Carlton opponents when required.
Eddie Betts has been terrific. 3 goals to match Thomas's goals at the other end, but Thomas has had a bit of supporting cast. 7-6-3-3. But if Carlton get the next one, suddenly it's back to manageable proportions, that margin. Hadley went to grab. Gibbs emerges with the football, does nicely. Armfield, Simpson sent away on his left side, kicks it down towards half forward. White needs to go. Oh, that's a gutsy mark. Wonderful concentration and wonderful self-protection as well. Judd offers a lead. He bypasses that, goes long. Judd trying to get back and crash the pack. Not required. O'Halpin the juggled mark. 15 metres out. And Carlton, true to their motto of last season, are coming.
Much better set up that time from the Blues. They actually had a 7-man forward line, so Brett Ratton obviously decided enough's enough with the loose man in defence from North Melbourne's point of view, created an even-numbered contest, and Waite's taken a strong mark and pumped the ball in long to O'Halpin. That's what they need. They need the one-on-one contests and expose the North Melbourne defenders in that manner. The
2 contested marks at O'Halpin's and then Judd's earlier. If you take the contested mark forward 50, worth their weight in gold.
24 goals for the season. 3 in the last 3 weeks, but they all came in one game. Jabs at it, not too convincing, but effective enough.
Well, they've had trouble taking any sort of mark inside the forward 50 in the last 3 weeks, the Blues.
Yeah, well, as Tom mentioned, they probably haven't got fantastic marking power in there. That's the speed at different stages of their small forwards, and Houlihan sometimes is a ground level, but I suspect from this point onwards, Carlton aren't going to allow
a spare man
North to have extra numbers back, and
you really can only counteract a finish that off after this. The only way to really counteract a loose man in defence is if you've got really strong power marking forwards. Satano Houghton's been fantastic this year, but he's not quite at that stage yet. Jonathan Brown and Nick Reeve will be able to do that, but a one-on-one forward line for the Blues is a better option at the moment.
6 minutes ago it was 38 points. Now it's back to 21. Gibbs again in the centre square as he was a moment ago. Handball by Thompson, under pressure Rawlings. Scotland trying to fend off, had to concede. Swallow was important there.
North Melbourne.
Just an important touch anyway by Swallow, but he now gets the free kick. He's their number one in that tackling hard ball area. The best and fairest of the club last year, back to McMahon. So the first big question tonight being asked of North Melbourne right now. So far in this match has been played pretty much on their terms. Warren fell over, and then Walker to Joseph. Gibbs set up, bad handball. Garlett was terrific. Hanson gets it to Thompson. Gee, again, he runs a fair way. Goldstein's the target wide. He'll look for a runner. Does he go inside? No, he's 49 metres out. And that's never online.
Now, Bruce, you would know the answer to this question. Any Ethiopians in Tomo's heritage, do you think?
Push minutes to time line. They're working
No,
hard.
but
He likes to go for a gallop, doesn't he?
He'd love a Kenyan or an Ethiopian there.
Warren, he stayed down, took the mark. Walker the leaper.
Still mate, still mate.
Warren jabs it inside the 50. First back Carrazzo. Harvey stays with him. Carrazzo falling to the ground did well. Joseph across the body towards the outer side. Pratt has been good. Warren, ditto, kicks inside the forward 50. Hangs a long time in the air. Armfield, well, that had to go forward. He was very lucky. And the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in beside the behind post.
Pushing the red time now.
Just misread it there. I think it's fair to say there's no Ethiopian in Warren, Dennis.
No.
So Jacobs, Bastanak was lurking and couldn't quite. There might be a Walker though, but I think we'll finish it there.
I'll tell you one thing about Thompson. If you count his steps for 15 metres, he could run about 30 steps.
He does, doesn't he?
He takes very short steps, quick, short steps.
A black tracker would thinking he's following about 6 men.
Yeah.
He's one of those blokes you think he's not counting himself. That's what worries you, isn't it? McIntosh threw it up a bit. Hard ball to get out. Brown was in there. Gibbs takes them on.
Thank you. Swap over, Scott. Good stuff, guys. Once again, push him behind the ball when the ball's dead. There it is here, thank you.
Little things add up to big results, don't they? I mean,
You do that with your peril now, don't you?
Yep.
Any kind of contact away from the footy, fair chance you might get a free against you.
And the players are told.
Yeah.
and suddenly the little bit of pressure's released, so it might be coming back.
McMahon, who's been handy, kicks it down towards half forward, close to the boundary line. Walker emphatically wanted it out.
Yep, you see, I mean, the intention's obviously very clear to protect your mates, but anywhere around near the ball like that, you just can't get away with that.
In front, McIntosh beaten. Man came over the top. Jacobs driven towards the outer side. Armfield. Robinson left it behind. Pratt's over the football. He did drag it in. Stolen away by Cruiser, who's been quiet. Carrazzo down the line into the path of Murphy. Houlihan kicked 3 goals in the opening term last week. Goes long to full forward. Was that hands in the back? No. Waite's taken the mark 10 metres out. And what a finish to this term by Carlton.
All of a sudden they've started to mark the ball in their forward 50. They can attack the dangerous spot. Genuine contest. 3.
Is that a push? Probably not.
Not sure if it was in the side.
So Waite, 20 metres out, drives it through. Carlton get their 5th goal.
Certainly look more potent, Carlton, with Waite and O'Halpin in the forward line at the moment. They've 2 big, strong bodies, get it into a one-on-one contest. We saw Judd take a contested mark before. Arguable whether it's a free kick, but at least it gives you a target. It gives you a long target at the face of the goal and causing Brad Scott some headaches. Brady Rawlings on Waite. He's a fantastic player, Rawlings, but might be outsized.
And Jimmy Cracker, along with Phil, be talking to Tim Watson at half. Last 10 minutes, 4 marks inside the 50 for 4 goals for the Blues.
Well, Kangaroos struggled a bit last week when when the Lions put 3 or 4 tools in. That's what Carlton have done just at the moment.
Got down low there, did lower. Gee, Joseph was courageous. Judd bursting through and then gives it to Betts. And then Betts leans back. Has he got enough of it? You betcha! Betts has. He's kicked 4.
You mentioned those tours. They've got Jacobs in there deep. They've got Wade in there deep. They've got Al Halpern in there deep. So Carlton have just got a bit more height in their forward 50 because that was where the Kangaroos were dominating. Anything in the air in that part of the ground, the Kangaroos' defence. But now they've basically got matchups to concern themselves with. That's working much better for Carlton.
It's the area of the ground that's caused North Melbourne more trouble than any other is the one-on-one defence. Pound for pound, they have a history this year of being beaten. Thompson, Grimer, the like, good young players, but in a one-on-one situation have been found wanting, and clearly weight down in the forward line. They've got Robinson, they've got Jacobs, and obviously Eddie Betts is the man most likely at the moment.
Well, Robinson and Eddie Betts kissing and making up, literally. Out of the middle, Simpson kicks it towards half forward. There's Robinson again, tackle from behind by Rawlings, picked up by McMahon, Cunnington. Greenwood on the move as Zeeble, who's been quiet in this term, but first things first, Lower picks up the footy, bypasses Zeeble. Oh, well done, Russell. Worked off Thomas. Hasn't had too many victories there. Kicks it out into the path of Simpson. Simpson kicks towards half forward. Houlihan, will he get there first? Hands to it, couldn't hang on. Thompson tried to knock it forward. Over the footballer's Jacobs. Thompson tries to feed it out, and in doing so, it was pushed in the back.
Just trying to catch their collective breath a bit at the moment, the Kangaroos, aren't they? It's Pratt.
We're trying to deny Carlton possession.
To Harvey.
Take the pace out of the game. They've been challenged here the past 10-15 minutes. Just really need to deny Carlton the ball.
Well, remarkably, the Blues actually could be in front at half-time. They were 38 points behind not that long ago, and they're in trouble here, Kangas. Well, free kick to North. So Pratt, good kick to Greenwood. See how they go about setting up here. Careful as they go so far to Wright. And then Wright with a Thomas. Well, that is such a clever mark. Tim talked about his body work time. That one in the end basically fell into his arms.
You wouldn't feel Lindsay Thomas hasn't got a whole lot of size about him. And Jordan Russell is a bigger man, but just the body use and the balance. Ball fell for him a little bit. I don't know whether Russell expected that ball was going to come over Armfield's head, but his body work, Thompson, Betts up the other end of speed, terrific.
Well, can he match Betts again here, Lee? He's kicked 3 first-half goals. Eddie's kicked 4 at the other end. He struck it well. It may not get the distance. It was touched on the way through. I don't reckon he could have kicked it any better than that. He's played a big first half, but that 38-point lead has been eroded sharply down to 11.
Judd, the man who touched it on the line. I think Armfield would like his time over again, but they didn't pay full whack on the outer side. There's the kick from Ferrito back inside the forward 50. Well done, Jemison. Should have marked it and did mark it. Stepped around the much smaller Campbell. He's in the back pocket. Clock is running down to half-time. Just over 3 minutes to go. Jamison jabs it along the line. And it's taken by Walker. 7-8 North Melbourne. 6-3 Carlton. The margin 4-5 to 1-2 at quarter time North's way. So Carlton, after falling right off the pace in this term, have come back so strongly. They work it out of defence. Murphy, a little 1-2 with Armfield. Runs outside the defensive 50. Kicks it up just over the wing. Grimer was up. He's gone to ground. McMahon, hard man to get down. Cunnington, Grimer along the boundary line. Carranzo tracks it back. Coming up on a collision course, McIntosh didn't miss Carranzo. The ball's out of bounds.
One player that hasn't been able to get into the game for the Kangaroos is Hansen at centre-half forward. He just hasn't really been able to influence the game at this point.
So good last week, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
very good last week.
Hadley to Murphy. So the advantage given now Walker. He's got Garlett here. Now Garlett will fancy. He may take Pratt on.
Robinson over the back looms.
Decides to go to Betts. And that time Eddie unable to take the mark. Follows up with a good tackle. Grimer under the pump. Now Pratt good pick up. In trouble though in heavy traffic. Carazzo, Brown, Thornton. Clever enough around the corner. Bad bounce for the Blues. Ferrito loves to run and burst. And then with a long ball inside. Good mark again. What a target Thomas has been in this opening half. Just as Eddie Betts has been at the other end.
Always thought those big targets were a waste of space. Now we know it tonight.
Again, a great contested mark.
He took with Stephen Milne last week did this, didn't it? We're seeing these below 6 foot forwards all been marking targets.
Thomas has taken 4 contested marks.
Yeah, terrific.
20 seconds.
And he may match that with 4 goals. I think Dennis mentioned earlier tonight he kicked 4 the last time he played against the Blues. He averages 3 against them. He likes the Blues. He's kicked that one well again. Well, what a remarkable opening half for small forwards.
The mark's just really impressive. I reckon halfway through the quarter we saw him come out on a searching lead. It's probably the most difficult mark when you've got a defender tailing right off your shirt to come at full tilt and actually take the ball without really breaking stride. Great build-up here by North Melbourne, ability to back the ball and bring it through. But he's running basically at flat tilt and taking the ball as high as point, arms outstretched. Not much a defender can do about that, obviously, with the chopping of the arms, but having a fantastic night out.
I know Tom and Lee have talked about the clearances, but Brad Scott has to be worried at half-time. They're 15-3 in this quarter. And the thing you don't want Carlton to do, particularly with their smart midfield, is that they get their first hands on the ball first, and then they have that ability to spread. And that's how they've got back into this game in the second quarter.
Margin 17 points. Swallow, is he taken high? Yes, he was. He'll get the free kick. Wells out of the middle then after the hand pass. Zeeble throws himself at the footy and takes the mark. I would imagine that Brad Scott will be worried at half-time anyway. Last 3 weeks, North have scored 49 points to 143 in the third quarter. Mark taken by Murphy. That was an ill-judged pass. Thornton. Clock is down at 25. Thornton. Back to Gibbs.
So it gets in your mind too, the Kangaroos have faded a little bit in a lot of the second halves, and that gets in the mind of the players.
Yeah, no doubt.
Almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Gibbs to Cruiser. That's what you do at half-time. You walk around saying, we can't concede in this third quarter.
Well,
we can't concede in this third quarter.
You can guarantee Chris Judd will be reminding the troops that they have had a history of ordinary third quarters.
So, the challenge still with North Melbourne on those figures we're talking about, but they've done very well in the first half. On Friday Night Football, North Melbourne 8-8-56. Carlton 6-3-39. They need to show some resolve here and build on this 17-point lead. Start of the third term, Goldstein goes up, knocks it down to lower. Wells almost through, slips it away to Swallow. Swallow keen to get that first goal, drives it long down towards full forward. Off hands, McIntosh was camped in the square. Socket off the ground by Greenwood, and the ball goes out of bounds in the pocket.
That Carlton forward line versus Kangaroos defence contest we're talking about, that started Judd in the forward 6. I suspect that means if he comes up in the midfield, I think his defence will come with him.
So McIntosh, Joseph, Cruiser doing the fetching. Good handball out by Lower, and the snap by Zeeble. Just getting some missing the lot there.
5 metres.
One thing on North, we're talking about their fading. They're actually 5 wins, 1 loss when they lead at half-time this year. So they faded against the Crows but won. They faded against Brisbane but won.
Yeah,
so they are 5-1 when they lead. Carlton, on the other hand, when they've trailed at half-time, are 1-4.
Right.
So Walker. Gee, that's a difficult ball in the end for Scotland. And now for Gibbs. So Gibbs setting up for Joseph. And Joseph's a good kick to Garlett. Lovely stretch, and he's off in a hurry. Interesting kick forward. got an unlucky bounce. It was a clever kick, actually. Pratt was in hard. Oh, helping over the top. Ferrito goes back to Thompson to Rawlings. Rawlings has to stop and prop. Back to Thompson, back to Rawlings. They're working their way out. Goldstein, his foot might have been over the line. Greenwood runs it over the line. Boundary throw in.
Just a couple of the handball receives there from the Carlton players were flat-footed. It's really important that you get on the move when you receive the ball, especially down in the back line.
Boundary throw in, right half forward. Carlton's attacking end. Wells in front of the pack towards lower. Pretty ugly in there. Scotland, well, the umpire lets them play. Hadley emerges with the football. Eventually gets it to Simpson.
Andrew Walker, you had him by the arm.
Lachlan Hansen.
You had him by the arm when he ran off.
Where is he? Lachlan Hansen. Yep, go down. Hey, go down.
Where is he? Umpire Kennedy,
Hold on the arm.
about 30 metres away, spotting it perfectly. That's the spot to be for that sort of call. Hansen so good last week, hasn't seen a lot of it tonight. Inside the forward 50, here he is again. He's got 4 goals. Thomas, he's feeling it. He hooks it around. It's very high, hasn't got the carry. Needed a punch. Great mark to McIntosh.
Between flat, please, Gordon.
Well, let's watch that again, because I think Russell went the mark. I'm not sure had he tried to punch, he still could have reached. But that was a mistake. Well, at the last minute he changed his mind, but a terrific grab by Hamish McIntosh.
Get with me.
He'll kick from about 10 metres out.
Just wait, Hayden.
The angle will open up for the right footer. He runs around, pulls it back, gets the goal. North have got the start they were chasing.
Strong mark for McIntosh. It was actually Thomas again who set the play up.
Balls down. Out of the way.
This is going to hurt.
Hamish, out. Everyone out. Lachlan out. Here it is here. Yes, shall do.
Just waiting to see what the umpire's going to come up with here.
Why do we do
It's
it?
a free
when
kick for
everything's
Thomas.
dead?
To Thomas.
30 metres
I'm
out
going to give
straight
it to you when the light comes on.
No, you just worry about your players with the ball.
So the
Up here.
Golden McIntosh, and now a free kick to Thomas.
Just wait, Dan. I'll give it to you when it's
What's
here it is
left
now,
of
okay?
screen? Bang. Over he goes, right in front of the umpire.
Here it is here.
So Lindsay Thomas is going to have a shot for goal from 30 metres out straight in front.
Hardly the perfect crime.
But I mean, we've seen that on a couple of occasions. A few of the younger players from Carlton have really got sucked into it.
20 seconds.
That's just unacceptable. Start of the game, start of the second half, with a player who's on fire.
Well, he's got a great chance of kicking 5. He's missed it, so a let off down to you, Tim.
Well, there's lots of people in the North Melbourne rooms at half-time that were thinking that the inspiration for Lindsay Thomas tonight was provided by the Cracker brothers. They were in the rooms before the game, and they reckon if he continues to play like this, they'll bring the boys back here every week.
Armfield short of the wing, taken by White. White into the man on the mark. Thompson running out of space, tackled by Judd, but not before he got the hand pass away to Rawlings. A floater. Zeeble attacked the pack. Cartwheeled over the top. Armfield confronted by Wright.
Dennis Armfield drives on the ball. That's holding the ball.
Everything falling into place for North Melbourne.
The inner centre at North Melbourne are just amazed at how courageous Zeeble is.
Now go back, Sam. Dived on it. That's holding the ball.
So right forward of the wing. North attacking relentlessly to start this second half. Mark is taken by Hansen.
Did that half a dozen times last week. I guess it hasn't worked tonight, but if you keep persevering, you keep going for it. I don't know if I've seen him actually jump at a mark tonight. He just hasn't been getting in the right spot. That's that bottom of the pack free kick. I might have a nervous breakdown one day over those, but anyway, at the moment I'm surviving.
Yep.
But actually, Lockie Hansen jumped the ball from the front spot. Just fantastic.
Pick 3 in the 06 draft. He was a Tigers supporter as a kid. He loved Richo, and last week I guess he was marking like his hero, as Lee mentioned. 9 of them, most of them contested. In he comes, and
Don't you dare say it.
no, I didn't say it. I love Richo now. I'm a Richo man. That ball just sneaking through from behind. Richo somewhere is throwing the remote at the telly as we speak. His name linked to a kick like that. It's disgraceful.
Keeps Carlton in the game, doesn't it? Those couple of misses by Thomas and then Hansen. 30 metres out, 25 metres out.
Gee, a couple of huge misses
off
over.
the hook. Yeah.
I mean, missed a lot in the end. So what should have been maybe a 6-goal margin's a 4-goal margin. Grimer, head down, has to get it out in a hurry. Houlihan couldn't quite. High tackle, free kick. You can hear what the Carlton fans think about that decision and what might have happened before in the first half.
I think the umpiring's actually been pretty good tonight. I've got to admit, I haven't really noticed it. Many outlandish wrong decisions.
Wade attacking the Murphy pass. So Wade at centre wing and then goes down to half forward. Robinson, big fly. McMahon and Grimer at the back. Wells has handball to Bastanek. Looks up, had nowhere to go for the moment. Controls the kick to centre wing. Hansen falls over, has to release. He does. Cleverly done. And then right. Oh, he's clever, Thomas. He has such orientation. Now has to attack it. Little toe poke was good. Jamison couldn't quite. Another toe poke getting forward. Oh, well done, McIntosh. Having his stride pulled off. Hanging on tight. I would too.
Well, forget the crackers. I think he's thinking Maradona now, Thomas. And what a night to be doing it, eh? That was terrific. And this was clever too by Lockie Hansen. Speaking of Maradona, I think the story so far is that traffic accident he had where he ran over a journalist's leg. But he's claiming, I think, the handbrake of God. It's about 40 metres out from goal. Judd gives a hand pass. In trouble down there is Thornton, tied up.
Sorry.
We'll have a ball up.
Swap over, Scotty.
He is imbued with confidence at the moment, Thomas. And this game is slipping away from the man on the right. What a big win this would be for North. Put them right back in contention. Garlett had it pushed off his boot. Simpson goes towards the outer side. Up in front. Missed there by Houlihan. Well done for Rito. Kicks back inside the forward 50. Ooh. That was good enough, I guess. Jacobs has taken the mark.
Winning the contest, the one-on-one contest at the moment, North Melbourne obviously can't afford to give the ball back in an uncontested manner.
Towering kick to the outer side. Cleared the leapers. Lurking behind is Harvey. Thompson, so much of the football. Pratt just loops it over the top. Beautifully done. Now Ryder's away. Kicks from 45 towards the kickoff line. Hansen outmaneuvered Walker with the crumb.
Coming away and then controlling the kick. It was a good one, actually. Had to beat a Murphy to Judd. Judd ran into some traffic and then had to stop and prop, and on the left foot, I think he wants the boundary line. Thompson takes his man on. Farito loves to run and carry, and that's what he does to Hansen. Oh, that was good.
That's a stretch. Hansen's got the height on Walker, but it's only the last couple of times the ball's come to where Hansen has been able to really get to full reach.
So that's ninth, North Melbourne's ninth inside 50. Terrific work here from Farito. Uses the ball exceptionally well. They've only scored the 1 goal so far from their entry, so a really important kick just to stem the flow, get back on the front foot.
Well, his last one was a shocker. It was easier than this, and he missed the lot. He needs this, and funnily enough, so do the Kangaroos. They must put the Blues away while they've got them, and they're not doing that. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Brad Scott at half-time made a beeline to one player. It was Lockie Hansen. He spoke to him. He was motioning to him that he needed to move more out there on the ground. He's already done that in this third quarter. And then when Brad Scott let him go, then Drew Petrie got hold of him and then spoke to him for the next 3 minutes. So he's got both those commands ringing in his ears in this third quarter. He's really lifted his work rate.
Thompson missed the mark. It was crumbed by Zeeble. Went to Rawlings. Judd, a strong tackle. In the back, says the umpire. Free kick to Swallow.
They're rabid here, the Carlton supporters.
Swallow, forward of centre wing. Kicks inside the forward 50. McIntosh goes up one-handed. Jacobs did well. And the ball is out of bounds right on the 50.
You've got to remember, the majority of fans think there's a rule in the rule book that says there's no free kicks against my team.
Boundary umpire right then on the 50. McIntosh works in front. Well done by the big man. Knocks it down to Greenwood. Slung as he kicked, and the ball goes out of bounds on the full in the left ball forward pocket. Hadley's got the ball. Walker off is short. He's got it. The defensive side of right half back. Now, the next step in the equation is the tough part. Gibbs runs. That's ignored. He's going to kick it long. Goes towards Jacobs. In front, Brown should have marked it. Jacobs provided protection. Thompson crashed the back. Opportunity close to the line for Campbell. Can't keep it in.
That matchup is critical. Always is when you're centre-half forward, centre-half back. And given that Hanson's got the height on Walker, I don't know whether you'd be better off to playing him deeper.
Yep.
Like 20 metres out from goal where the height becomes more issue than the run further upfield.
Hadley to Simpson, dangerous handball. Harvey and Carazzo. Greenwood bashing and crashing. Lower, Harvey, good handball. Rawlings brilliantly done. Out to right, steady, left foot. This will lift them. How good was that? Heavy traffic, goal.
Heavy traffic was the key. We've spoken a couple of times tonight about North Melbourne's ability to win a contested possession. Just see it in here. Lauer, great vision from Harvey, but to actually take the ball, knowing you're going to get hit by Rawlings, and then a great finish by Wright. They really needed that one, North Melbourne, because the pressure had been on. That was their 10th inside 50 without much return, and a very sharp finish from the young fella. Great work there from Brady Rawlings to actually just turn the body. Knew the contact was coming, protect the ball and farm the ball out to right. Terrific work.
So all week long, North have had Friday on their mind. Fitting. A young man called Wright steps up to the plate and gets a wonderful goal. Down goes Hadley. Ball up again.
Third the dominates. That's 10-20 scoring shots to 9, which is about I guess what the game's been all about. But because they've been a little inaccurate, the Kangaroos, the margin is still gettable for Carlton.
Brett Ratton there. Didn't expect the opposition to be easy beats, but he didn't expect this tonight. Breaking away as Murphy still going. Zeeble in the road though. Tackled by Murphy. Thompson lost it. Gathered by Garlett. Garlett snaps downwards full forward. McMahon, so much of the football tonight, drifting back, takes the mark, plays on. Plenty of support for Rito. Confronted. Clever hand pass Rawlings. Back to McMahon. Looking across the ground. Should have gone to Grimer. Well, perhaps not. That was wonderful vision. All the way to Goldstein. Goldstein spots Warren on the move.
They've got one-on-ones here, North Melbourne, too, if they just get the ball in quickly.
Zeeble. And then Zeeble. Again, well done to Wright. So they've advanced the ball a fair way. Here's this one-on-one. Thomas has done that all night. Been able to get behind the player.
How close was that? He almost eased Joseph under the footy, but Joseph just got his hand up. This is a good chase.
Good contest too. Great effort from Cruiser as well to put on the block.
Goldstein lays it down. Gee, that's a hard call.
No genuine attempt.
Gee.
That's like a genuine attempt.
So Lower, just wrestling with the ball and wrestling with Simpson.
I saw it from my end zone.
So you heard the explanation. So Simpson in the back half. The Blues have had 9 scoring shots to 20, but they're still in the match. And part of that is because of what North have done with big leads this year against Adelaide and Brisbane in particular.
Don't hold. Matty, Todd.
So Goldstein and Cruiser. Hasn't really imposed himself, Cruiser, this season as we thought he might have. Hadley brought down in the tackle. North now want a free kick.
No genuine attempt. Hold the ball. No genuine attempt. Hold the ball.
So there you go. Lower gets it back.
Both clubs are appealing for the free kick then. If you watch them here.
Move it on. Play on. Play on.
So Lower just forward of the wing. Sends a high ball inside the 50. Walker and Hanson came at it. Oh, brilliant. Thomas just missing his 5th.
Gee, we see, so like last week, Stephen Milne was doing this. Tonight, it's Thomas Betts up the other end in the first half, but just their ability just to work their opponent, work the spaces.
Jamison, Robinson, Scotland on the burst. Man on the outer side wing if he can get it there. He does. That's a beautiful kick. Garlett was forced to come back a fair way to fetch it though. Cruiser, Walker, Garlett beats his namesake, kicks inside the forward 50. Waite checks off the football. It bounced in about 4 of them. The hand pass from Pratt was very good. Thompson, Cunnington just got the hand pass away. Kick to the outer side brilliantly. And away they go again. Garlett to half forward. Rawlings so good across half back. Thornton, though, in the opposite half back area. Takes the mark. At the feet of Armfield, he accelerates away. Short one is on, and he finds Scotland.
It's actually panning out just like the start of the game where both sides are having a loose player behind the ball. I'd suggest that Carlton actually go back to the man-on-man forward line, which they had later in the first half.
Joseph to Gibbs, Betts on the hard lead. Gee, lower too well, just got a little hand in there. Now Garlett for the Kangaroos. Warren in late. So Thornton's got it.
Late's ball.
Thornton wide. How important this next goal now. I mean, you feel if North get it, it might be too far for the Blues, but it's all the good work for North. If Carlton can get it, will be a little undone. It's 50.
Then come back. You went forward. You went forward on the side. Don't need to.
It's a contentious rule, isn't it? It's so difficult.
Such a fine line between every now and again.
Come
Ones
to the
get
side,
paid.
inside the 5 metres. But I need to call you back.
There are occasions where, like that where you actually don't hear.
Call you back. You need to be on the line. Well, I wasn't over.
Well, you heard the explanation there.
Gigantic penalties for being half a step from
And not being able to hear.
So Cruiser's only kicked goals in 2 matches this year. He got 3 against Port, and now he gets a very important goal against the odds for the Blues.
But I reckon if there's the line of your mark, you hang on, let's just listen to me, and then you can go. Line, there's the line. I reckon you've come inside of it within that 5 metres in a non-contested mark. So you have to get right back immediately.
That's clearly what the umpire said. That's what the 50-metre penalty before, but still, it's still harsh, I think, whichever way you look at it. He's been magnificent tonight, Michael Ferrino, but just a very slight mistake in his positioning.
Carlton haven't scored for 25 minutes.
Just see here, he obviously hears the umpire calling back, and he has taken a step back, but the shotgun tactic.
Well, full credit to umpire Kennedy too for explaining things. He went out of his way to have a talk with Ferrino. Good umpiring. He's certainly one of the best. And now we've got a free kick
To Richard Hadley, it's a free kick.
to Richard Hadley coming up for his 17th possession. He's been good. Comes out wide. Simpson.
Oh, there, Daniel, play on.
Simpson to Gibbs. Gibbs just sends it long and deep. Oh, I would suggest unrealistic. Apparently not. That was realistic. Hand pass from White comes to Betts. Over the top. Umpire Kennedy, good shepherder too. He's putting his body on the line. Judd went short. Robinson falls over. In the opposite direction, it takes a deflection. Picked up by Warren. Kicks it up towards the wing. Hanson fell over. Thornton quickly to his feet. Chopped off though by Swallow. Here come North Melbourne towards half forward. Knocked away by Jamison from Zeeble. Zeeble clatters into the back of Jamison. Picked up by Hadley. Bastanak got him. Across it comes to Judd. Armfield treads the light. Fantastic. Hammers it at Hadley, and it goes out of bounds.
Great call, Dennis. It was hot footy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Off the thigh.
It was his own teammate he jumped on top of, Bruce. That's why the umpire let it go.
Cruiser and McIntosh. 50-50. Then McIntosh's high ball. Murphy, high tackle. He's lifted Murphy.
Wasn't you?
Feel like the Blues are right back here, though, aren't they? Here's Robinson on a long lead, out wide. It's a familiar pattern of this term. She's a long kick, Robinson. Big fly came from Thompson. Betts, left foot. Just couldn't quite hit the post. Tim Watson.
I'd be thinking if I was the Carlton people at the moment, giving the Roos backline a different look up forward. They haven't played 3 tall, some really big guys down there at any stage. Maybe Jacobs into the ruck and Cruiser forward. This North Melbourne backline is really comfortable handling what they've been shown so far.
Well, Cruiser's had a poor night, just 6 possessions, and he's struggled in the ruck as well. Jacobs has been the better knock ruckman of the two. Here's Swallow. Bastanak runs to half back, cleverly drew a man, slips it away to Greenwood, hugs the boundary with a kick. Now, that's a mark. Thomas.
Thanks, mate.
Terrific grab in the hands. What a night he's had. Friday night bringing the best out in him. He kicks it long down towards half forward. Hanson outmaneuvered this time by Thornton. Away to Murphy. Murphy from half back to the wing. Taken by Simpson. Runners cruising past Armfield. Judd wants the football. Armfield goes to his captain. That was wise. Judd runs to 50. Put down. Goal. Or was it? It's a behind, but Judd will get a free kick. Was it late?
Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. He's got it, all right? Walk away. You bumped him to the ground after he kicked it. He has been bumped after he kicked it.
Relayed free kick.
It's downfield.
Did that ball go through on the full?
I'm not worried about last week. I'm worried about now.
Did it bounce actually in the goal square?
I know what you're thinking. No, I think it went over on the full.
Went through for a point.
Doesn't matter, he's kicked the goal. Wade puts it through. Carlton alive.
Well, that's an interesting decision. I wasn't sure whether if the ball bounced in the goal. Well, let's have a look at this. If this went through on the full, I'm not quite sure how the free kick's in the goal square. Did it bounce or did it go through on the full? Let's have a look here.
It went through on the full, I think.
It beats me.
It's a downfield free kick. Does that matter?
But isn't it where the ball bounces? Anyway. What's interesting, my understanding would be if the ball goes through on the full, well, it comes back and it's a free kick to Judd. If it bounced, it may be a free kick where the ball bounced. But the umpire just decided there was a spot in the middle of the goal square that he gave him a free kick. I'm not sure how that all works.
And Waite got the free kick and kicked his second, so such a similar pattern, isn't it, as Carlton come back to 20 points.
Got to say, the umpires know the technicalities better than we do. So
don't be silly.
I shouldn't argue, but that
I was very silent in all of that
before.
debate, Lee.
Russell worried out of it by Harvey. Houlihan getting down and dirty. And it'll be a ball up again.
Put yourself on the line. Should that be a free kick? I mean, is that your understanding of...
My initial take was it's downfield and you just get the kick. I'm not sure about directly out in front, perhaps on the angle it should have been.
I'm not sure, Lead. I'm ashamed to say it. Betts, free kick. Is that 50? No.
No, I'd only just blown the free. I'd only just blown the free.
Juddy would have kicked it anyway, wouldn't he?
Well, he may well have. Yep.
But interesting stuff. So Carazzo gets it from Betts. Good kick, lovely mark. Gibbs. And then Gibbs going short to Scotland. So that's interesting. Gibbs and Scotland, two of their playmakers off half-back, basically pushing forward here.
What they're doing is engaging the North Melbourne defenders. Every time that Carlton's come back into the game, they've made it a one-on-one contest in the forward 50. Tim spoke earlier, to see Eddie Betts in the free kick there. Tim spoke earlier about North Melbourne defenders. What they're doing particularly well is working in numbers, working in twos and threes to form the outnumber situation. A one-on-one position, just as vulnerable as any.
He's a beautiful field kicker, Scotland. He's only had 3 set shots this year, so he's kicked 1 goal, 2 from set shots. That one needs to come back. It's looking pretty good. It hasn't quite got there, but it doesn't matter. Waite's done it again. He is such a good contested mark.
Clear out. Right out. Out.
We saw him that night when he destroyed the Saints early in the first term. He's kicked 3. He's got the last 2. And yep, the Blues are coming.
Yes, all of a sudden those mental demons, if you've had a couple of fade-outs, all of a sudden when the opposition start coming, you start to say, oh, is it coming again? This will be a great mental battle for the Kangaroos from this point on. They've got the lead, but Carlton have got a bit of momentum, a bit of a sniff.
Well, always a cardinal sin when you conceded a mark right on the goal line like that. It'd drive the coaches nuts, but a terrific mark, great contested mark from Jared Waite.
The kick from Scotland, and Waite
just outreached it, really.
Yeah, it's a great mark.
Last man in the queue, over the top, terrific. Scotland getting busy.
North Melbourne defenders needed to come from different angles to actually come with the flight of the ball and fist it over the line.
Jacobs and Goldstein. Jacobs decisively into the path of Gibbs to half forward. Betts. Jacobs has done very well. Now Simpson sent away on his right foot. It's a slow-moving kick. Betts not so slow-moving. Off the ground, another one. He's got 5. A handful for Eddie Betts, who's proving a handful.
Well, it wasn't only a few minutes ago. 20 scoring shots to 9, but the margin was about 30-odd points. And that's the problem. If you don't take your chances and the opposition get a bit of a sniff, all of a sudden the game is back pretty much alive.
There was always the danger that the clearances were going to convert into scores at some stage, and the floodgate's starting to open now with 34 clearances to Carlton, 18 to North Melbourne.
Back to 8 points. He kicked 5 against the Saints on the Monday night here, Bet.
It's always annoying when it's 8 behind is what you lead. 8 points, but it's 8 behind. It's just such a waste for the team that's had all those scoring shots.
And you think of Lindsay Thomas is missing, Lockie Hansen's missing. So Carlton charging back again. Jacobs, as Dennis has said, so good. And Gibbs, I reckon, for the 3rd or 4th time out of the centre square in this quarter, and a couple late in the second for Rito. Think back to that 50-metre penalty and Cruz's goal. It seems a long time ago.
Lockie Hansen, your ball. Your downfield, blocked after him. Lockie Hansen.
So down the field, you heard the explanation. So Hansen now to McIntosh, has to hold the mark. It went over the top. Brown and Thomas, hip and shoulder there, worked. The bump. Thought it was out of favour. Cunnington back, and Thomas has got it.
Wow.
Well, the synergy between Thomas and Betts tonight has been remarkable.
There it is if you want it.
Yeah, he's got good hands, knows where the ball's going. It's amazing when your confidence up. He's had a good game to this point, so he's really sharp.
It's great spatial awareness here. He's at the contest, gets up quickly, knows there's space out the back. You just see him in the corner of the screen. That's what the opportunistic, good small forwards do. He's having an absolutely fantastic night.
Where the ball might go.
Yep.
He's had 9 shots for goal, kick 4. This is not his strongest suit. Set shots. Kangaroos need it. Looking good. He's kicked 5. He's a match for Eddie at the other end.
The thing with forwards and space is you've got to read the ball quickly.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. His bump and his knock-on got the ball in the hands of the Kangaroo. We'll have a look at it here. Just a good bump, kept low, no head contact, knocked the ball out. All of a sudden, okay, we got the footy. I'm going back to space towards goal.
That's a great little tutorial on how to lose a small defender. Just at the contest there and just make a quicker decision to find some space.
Second time in 3 weeks he's got 5 goals, equals his career high, and at the other end Eddie Betts has equalled his career high with 5 goals. Don't know exactly how his biorhythms are going. I'd like to see them. I think they'd be off the chart tonight, Thomas. He's been outstanding. McIntosh reaching high. Greenwood in trouble, taken down, and that ball is not coming out. Oh!
Trying to fire through, no genuine attempt. Hold the ball.
And that is not for diving on it. That's just not making the effort when he was down there. Houlihan untidy. Gibbs again out of the middle. Drives towards half forward. O'Halpin missed it. Slipping over down there. McMahon dives after it. Robinson waiting for him. O'Halpin scratching about. And the umpire says play on. They're still playing on. And eventually a belated whistle. Ball up inside the 50. Moving turf again. Maybe that grass bug at Flemington has established a beachhead here at Etihad Stadium. I think the grass bug needs an agent. Kicked down towards the pocket, his image. Not so flash. Houlihan across to White. Snaps. Behind.
Coming important weight, isn't he? Not many goal scorers tonight for either team, but some remarkable individual performances. Don't reckon the match could be better set up than this.
Yeah. Carlton going man on man here. They're really locking down. Don't want to concede the uncontested ball, which North Melbourne have racked up all night.
Done so well the defence for North, haven't they? For most of the night, under heavy pressure, they've been able to find targets. Very rarely have they looked rattled anyway.
Have dictated the state of play, really, the North Melbourne backs all night.
And this bloke's been a fair part of it, hasn't he? So seemingly out of danger now. Another terrific quarter. So the Collingwood captain with Dennis there. Good stuff. Betts with 5-1. Lindsay Thomas all the numbers for him. So impressive tonight. 10 shots on goal, 5 goals, a lot of contested balls, 7 marks, a lot of them contested. Goldstein got it, the big ruckman loping to fall forward. North have been getting the opening goals in quarters. Feel even though they're in front, they might need them again here. Thornton slow kick out wide. Taken by Russell. Russell not far and taken by Goldstein. So Goldstein with a couple of early disposals. Here is Daniel Wells, who Dennis spoke to Nick Maxwell about. So Wells with his first kick after half-time to fall forward. Thomas getting back and then toe poking it forward. And it hit the post, so that's a good result for North. Such a game from Lindsay Thomas. He wouldn't have played a better one than this any time, anywhere. He's had a terrific career so far, but this has been huge tonight. Jacobs, McIntosh, Swallow, Judd running the gauntlet, put Thornton under the pump a bit, and now Armfield running out of defence. Russell, Judd backing up terrifically well to Simpson, back to Judd, bursting through, kicking long, Ferrito and Robinson. Ferrito and Robinson still. Well done. Now Thompson needs to get it away. Seems to have that happy neck. He makes you very nervous, but he gets the ball back, and Pratt just got the angles wrong in the end and kicked it out on the full.
Frito's been good all night for North Melbourne, hasn't he? He's just really won that one-on-one contest with Robinson.
Gibbs, the short one, just going back to last week at the start of the last term when Carlton needed a lift. Chris Judd provided it. 10 minutes of inspired football. Can he do it again tonight? Certainly trying there. 3 possessions back to back. Jamison drives it long to half forward. Carries Zeeble. Ferrito in his hip pocket. Robinson. Ferrito though, tried and proven, runs it across the line. What a terrific player Michael Ferrito has been for North Melbourne. The coach, 13 points in his favour. Early going in the final term. Goldstein only as far as Scotland. Averages 26 possessions a game this season. Pulls it down towards the pocket. Thompson quick hands away. Grimer the little chip. That was a clever kick. Releases Harvey. Feeds it forward. Wells. He heard from Nick at 3/4 time and he's obliging. Just forward of the wing and the mark is taken by Swallow. Swallow looks inside the forward 50. Thomas. Thomas right on the 50.
That's his name, Mark.
But recognise his marking power because it looks like Thornton is now his matchup. I thought Jamison was on him a little earlier, so forget about the crumbing. Let's stop him marking.
That's North Melbourne's 9th mark inside the forward 50. They only, contested mark inside the forward 50. They only averaged 2 for the year so far. So just highlights how important and how well Thomas has played tonight.
Well, he's going back and lining it up. This will need to be a terrific kick. He'll kick from about 53. Runs around, has it got the carry? Not quite. Misses to the near side or behind, but it does stretch the lead. It's out to 14 now.
Interesting, he tried the torpedo there. Everything's working for him tonight. 23 shots to 14. 1 goal, 8 the margin. If they win this match, North, they'll be in the 8 tonight and a chance to stay in the 8 at the end of this round. Carlton will press for top 4 if they're successful. Good mark, Garver. That's a terrific mark. His vertical leap is impressive. So is his run and carry.
We heard Brett Ratton say that he really wanted to see some momentum through the arcs. Going back behind the mark, that's not the way to go about it.
Pack developed. Cruz was in the middle. Wells just dropped it down. Lucky not to have a free kick. Gibbs, so important. Murphy drawing the player. And now Simpson on the right side for him. You'd fancy Wade here. Pratt getting back though. And then Pratt will be happy to run it over. He was in the box seat there, Wade, wasn't he?
It's one thing Carlton haven't been able to do all night, to be able to run through midfield, break the 50-metre mark and kick running goals. That free kick downfield from Judd was the only time up. They've just been kicking it into the 50 and then hoping that they can get on the end of him there.
And speaking of Judd, he was free then for Simpson to send it wide. Simpson, I don't think, saw him. Meantime, Russell across half back just jabs the ball to the wing, taken by Murphy.
Oh, Ben, Mark's there.
Murphy looks to the middle. Simpson again. The defensive side of the centre circle. 78 plays 65. North Melbourne controlling the game. But Carlton, you fancy, still have a final thrust in them. Kicks to half forward. Down went Gibbs, taking care of him down there. I think it was Greenwood. Ferrito, meantime, kicks it down towards half forward. Simpson once more in the road. Kick to kick. Carrazzo doesn't get that one sweetly. Terrific mark. Not easy to mark that one. Coming awkwardly at Thompson. He controlled it brilliantly. Comes out to Ferrito. They've got the spear man. Harvey alongside. He elects to kick, though. Looking for Hansen. Turns around with Walker. Lurking behind was Brown. It came to Hansen, who couldn't believe his luck, and has kicked it out of bounds on the bounce, which is possibly the best result if you're going to miss.
He's opted the dribble kick again. He got he gets publicised for a dribble kick late in the game against Brisbane Lions last week, so it's obviously his favoured technique when close to goal.
Well, he's had 4 shots tonight and hasn't had a goal.
I know we see plenty of balls bouncing all different angles and actually going through, but if you can do a drop punt from 20 metres out, like and face the goals, it's got to give you better percentages than trying to bounce it.
And he got the opportunity because Thomas again was just so good in the contested footy, and now Garland across the face. And again, a boundary throw-in. So important moments for North. Inside the 50, sitting on a 2-goal lead.
Need to capitalise here. Need to get a goal in this forward foray.
So Hansen doing the ruck work. You'd fancy Jacobs at the back. Laying it down. Thomas. He's got 6. Oh, what a night out.
We should have just been looking for him, really. See, where is he? Because the ball is continually falling. He's earned it. But he's also just, his rhythm is so good tonight. Let's have a look where he is. How did the ball get to him? Bounced off a couple of players' hands. He just read it.
I guess it was...
Watched the ball into his hands. The others just couldn't.
Joseph just caught on the wrong side there. He's done it all tonight. He's played the complete game. He's taken marks. He's won it in contested situations and taken the opportunistic goals as well.
He really has been the complete package tonight, for 6 goals, taking him to 23 for the season, and they just can't get the matchup right. Seems Joseph has got the job at the moment. I've tried about 4 on him, and no one has been the good fit. Cruiser is up, knocks it down, intended for Gibbs after it goes Wells, overrunning the football weight. Comes to Gibbs, left it behind though. Scramble, comes out the back. Garlett, was he taken high? No free kick. Umpire McLaren. Couldn't see what happened.
Thought he threw his head back, couldn't see high contact though.
I think he got it pretty right. So a bounce alongside the centre circles. Goldstein backhands it to Greenwood. And if ever 3 blokes wanted to bounce, that was it.
Just from this stoppage, North Melbourne again have been able to orchestrate a free player behind the ball. It's McMahon this time, his direct opponent, up in the congestion through the midfield. They need to make him accountable.
No club has played as many matches as North on Friday nights, or won as many. And right now, they're in the box seat. This, more than any other win, if they can get it tonight, will really mean something to their season. They've had trouble against the big teams all year. In fact, they've been hammered by many of them. And Carlton is one of the big teams. They're 5th on the ladder. So let's see if they can hang on. And even better than that, improve on it. Talk so much about Carey and those great days in the North Melbourne Halcyon days. Well, Thomas is playing a Carey-like game tonight, isn't he?
He's playing the complete game. He's winning the ball in tight in the contested situation. He's taking the mark uncontested and contested and getting the opportunistic goals from the, I guess, the starvation of the forward pocket.
Goldstein did well. He got the tap back, but Simpson seduced the high tackle. Getting a fair bit of the ball in the last quarter. So where did Carlton get this inspiration, this catalyst, this run from to turn this match? North has led all the way. So Carlton's kick to Cruiser. Thompson's been good. So's Ferrito. Held up Houlihan and threw it down.
As you mentioned, Thomas and Carey's had 18 kicks, 8 marks, 6 goals, 5. Carey'd be pretty happy with those stats.
Yeah, Carey's stat line, isn't it?
Greenwood. Short to Campbell, told to play on. Gets away from Betts. Beckons a player towards him. Well done. Right, slow to go, but got there.
He's on here too.
It was more about the kicker than the man who got the football. Thomas edged under the footy. Brown upended by Zeeble. Well picked up there by Joseph. gave it across to support. Ball comes out from Carrazzo, taken on the outer side wing by Robinson. Now they work it around. Carrazzo gets it from Gibbs, drives it down towards half forward. Murphy trying to nudge Pratt under the footy. Succeeded, thumps it inside the 50. Coming hard at the football, Rawlings. Head down was Grimer, picked up by White. Hurried kick down towards full forward. Thompson escorts the ball towards the line. Bastanak has drifted out of the game. Swallow, Thompson, Wells getting busy. Wells in the back pocket. He's been good so far in this term. Back to Thompson. Thompson the high ball towards the wing. Thomas appeared to be pushed in the back. No free kick. Well, they're really worried about Thomas now. It'll be interesting to watch that again. And blessed relief for Thomas, and dare I say it, Carlton. Watch this again. Well, that's a free kick.
He's ended up in the Carlton bench here.
Went to the wrong dugout now. Zeeble, Cruiser, Jihad, both of them. Wells again important there. So the 2-8s, and the big guy comes up with the free. So Cruiser off one step, kicks inside 50. O'Halpin outnumbered. Thompson's played a mighty fine game. He's had a difficult couple of weeks after the Barry Hall match, but he's played well tonight.
Yep. Was shaky last week against the Brisbane Lions, but he's a sign of a good player that he's been able to regroup himself, and he's having a good night with a lot of help from his North Melbourne defenders. The way they've structured up defensively has been an absolute plus for Brad Scott and the coaching staff.
Gibbs third man up. Houlihan's quick kick. Harvey and Carrazzo getting back. Campbell, well done. Thompson again goes short and finds Rawlings.
Rawlings to Swallow. Just got to go one-on-one in their forward 50, Carlton. This ball, a wayward kick from Harvey out of bounds on the full. Almost midway through the term. Russell, short one. Joseph, it's in good hands now. Gibbs, though he feeds it back to centre half back Thornton. Brown is running. He's got it now. Where's the movement? North have got a couple of spearmen across half back. He goes very wide as a result of that. That's a clever mark by White. White has booted 3 goals, 65 metres out. In front of a big Friday night crowd. Kicks inside the forward 50. Juggled down there. Judd was in there. Betts, a hand pass to Armfield. And the young man from Swan Districts has sprayed it to the left-hand side. Now that would have been a big goal. 18 points. That's sweet.
It has been good tonight, Scott Thompson. A few weeks ago when he was hassling Barry Hills, like he's got no ability. He's had 27 disposals tonight, earned them. Not those kicks across the back line.
13 contested.
Yeah, he's been very good.
43,700. So Dennis said terrific turner. Walker at the back. Back to Robinson. Clever handball in the end. And then Joseph inside to Walker, to Houlihan. And then Houlihan has had a quiet night. He's had a terrific season. Down to you, Tim.
I reckon the only way Carlton are going to win from here, the game is slipping away from this, to play some bold, brave footy. They're going to start attacking the corridor and North and up the tempo. North Melbourne look completely comfortable with the way the game's currently being played.
McIntosh, Rawlings. They found that first goal so difficult. Gang tackle. It took them 26 minutes in the first quarter to get a goal. 10 minutes in the second quarter. 17 in the third. We've been playing nearly 14. And again, no goal in this term. So slow going early in quarters for the Blues.
It's often the way when you're coming from behind, you work so hard to get close enough. It just hasn't looked like Carlton have been able to get that goal, to get within a kick, and then get the subsequent goal to actually get right within striking distance.
They led for the first minute of the match, Carlton, with an Eddie Betts behind. They've been behind basically from the 2-minute mark of this match. Grimer belts it away. Boundary throw in.
Give him credit to Grimer. He's been really good. I mean, Ferrito's been good. That back six for the Kangaroos has been good all night. There's only been a couple of patches in the game where Carlton have just got them a little bit. 16 scoring shots this stage of the game. It's good defence.
Boundary throw in inside the 50 then. McIntosh and Jacobs. Jacobs helped it behind the pack, but Swallow intercepts. Thompson, runner-up in the best and fairest for North last season, to McMahon. Bastanak. Now Rawlings out of defence. Warren's in front. Oh, good effort. He's going to get the mark, is he? No play-on's the call. Zeebel's over the football, immediately attracts a crowd. Umpire Farmer right on the spot.
Sam Jacobs is going.
Warren was the player who came in for Hale this week. I've been really impressed with his work rate, his willingness to push up. Hasn't always been rewarded with a perfect kick, but his work rate's been fantastic.
Unfashionable North Melbourne, giving plenty. Judd could have almost got a free. Robinson, hand passes along the 50. It goes out of bounds. Umpire will do it again. Carlton edging closer. But they trail, as you can see, by 18. Still plenty of time. Over 9 minutes. Jacobs won the tap. Murphy looking for a free. It was well done. McIntosh got it out to McMahon. Kicks it up to the wing. Oh, nice work. Warren's away. Miscues with a kick, though. Awkward for Hansen. Handled it pretty well. Stifled the bounce. Then slung by Jamison. Armfield. Thomas, did he have the football? Well, he ran into a teammate. Warren bounced off Hansen. After the football goes Armfield. In goes right for North Melbourne. Tunnelling through his Greenwood in the opposite direction. And the umpire calls for it.
Thank you, guys. Stand up. You help drag it in, Dennis. Andrew. Just stand up, guys. Stand up. Calm down. Calm down.
Good umpiring. So
Yep.
saw the contested possessions a moment ago in North Melbourne's favour. Goldstein laying it down. Done well, the rucks, I reckon, for North tonight.
Genuine attempt. Hold the ball.
One of the few clubs that have two legitimate good young ruckmen. I mean, McIntosh isn't necessarily all that young. He's certainly not old, but guys, Goldstein's having a terrific year, breakout year for him.
So Judd to Scotland, gone. Thomas again creating the turnover. Warren back to Garland, to Campbell. Campbell back to Garland and Harvey. Well, big chance missed. And then Russell to Gibbs. Can the Blues make them pay? They need a goal. They must get the next goal, and they need it pretty quickly. Simpson to Houlihan. They're constructing now. Carazzo, now it's a good kick, Carazzo. Gets the footy, 52 metres out. Decides to go top of the square. Cruz at the target. At the back bench. Couldn't quite, went to ground. Brown off the post. Off the ground, I mean, and then off the post.
Cruiser hasn't had the best of nights. That was a terrific effort again by the star of the night, Lindsay Thomas. Full credit to Wells too in this final term. I'd venture to say that Scott got in his ear. Corito gets a free kick.
Great one-on-one play for it. I reckon he's won more. About 8 contests when they were just genuine one-on-one body-body.
Tough as they come. Corito hugs the boundary line with a kick in front. Hansen. Jamison over the top. Judd trying to lift his team. Comes away. Short passes. Finds Houlihan. Raking hand pass. Cruiser is through. 75 metres out. Betts in position A. Whoa. He stepped around McMahon. Good thing Grimer came back and got a fist on him.
So dangerous, but again, Grimer, and we talked about Thompson as well, haven't we?
Really just that bit of play really just summed up the way North Melbourne backs have worked together. Grimer technically very sound, coming back with the flight of the ball. Fantastic.
I don't think Betts stuck the landing either. He's hobbling. He hurt that left leg as he landed.
He is wounded, isn't he? Good mark, Goldstein. How do North play it from here, do you reckon? I mean, they're sitting on a 3-goal lead. Do they absorb the Carlton pressure, or do they go in for the kill?
I think they keep going the way they've gone. They've been all night been able to get that extra player across half-back, full-back, continue that and just play the way they have. They don't need to be outlandish with the way they attack the game, but just maintain the possession of the ball.
There is Eddie Betts hobbling from the ground, so not a good sight for Carlton. He's kicked 5 goals tonight. He's been clearly the #1 forward. Gibbs, so good in the clearances all night. Little toe poke by Rawlings was terrific. Cruz, Garland, and here's Ferrito bursting.
Swallow, plenty of options, decides to go in a line run down, did get boot to ball. Well done by Robinson initially, then Brown just skewed it back towards O'Halpin. Now it's with Murphy. Murphy inside the forward 50. Back goes Waite. Can he snap it? Decides against it. Gives a hand pass across to Houlihan. He decides not to pull the trigger. Waite with the outside of the boot misses everything. And it just seems for the moment Carlton out of ideas. Eddie Betts, their most dangerous forward tonight. He's been Quicksilver, but he won't help them there.
It's like he's already jarred his knee, didn't he? Wade had a couple of inside chances there with handball. A lot of pressure. He's an 18-year-old with a footy. Cunnington going back to Rawlings. So a few of these North Melbourne players playing their first Friday night match. 25 years after they had the first game in Melbourne, a couple of years after that Sydney-Geelong game at the SCG in '83. Here's Cruiser and Goldstein. Back to Lower, back to Harvey. He started so well. Bastanak running hard. Could Harvey finish it? 2 bounces, looking good, going, leaning back. Oh, that's poetic. Boomer.
Yeah, you can see the will. He actually got a bit too anxious in their previous forward flow and really got in the way of Campbell a little bit. But that one to get it and then charge off, receive the handball back. I mean, those running through the 50-metre line goals, with very few of those tonight. But he took possession of the ball almost half-back flank and kicked the running goal. That's really hard running.
Who's absolutely hell-bent on getting that ball back from the front on view. You can actually see him yapping away. But that's the type of play that Carlton have been lacking all night, that real run between the arcs, and isn't he happy about that? And so he should be.
Is that Gene Simmons? Out of the middle, Zeeble knocks it across towards support from Pratt, who drives it very wide. What a terrific scorching run by Harvey through half forward with Bastanak. And he's very much the man who puts the ooh in kangaroo. And he did it again tonight. Just the right time. Thrown in forward of the wing. Knocked forward by Jacobs, who's tried so hard tonight. Greenwood. One sense is they won't require any last-minute heroics from him. Zeeble goes down. And the umpire calls for it.
Boomer might be saying, you can't run with me. You might be able to do it in close quarters, but you can't run 100 metres with me.
Again, Jacobs, first hand of the ball. Zeeble taken down by Murphy, and the umpire will bounce it right on the wing at the interchange gates. Shake of the head, exasperation. It all comes down when you shake it out to an upset to North Melbourne.
So Gibbs. Good mark taken by McMahon. It is an upset, isn't it? I think the Blues were heavy favourites tonight. Grimer. Gee, they've had a lot of good players, haven't they? Ferrito is one of them, Grimer another. Halpin corrals him. Ferrito, he's got a lot of dash, we know that. To Garland, been impressed by him. And then Ferrito, a bit up and under, but he got 50 metres on it. Walker got underneath and got a free kick.
Beauty about North Melbourne tonight is their top 4 possession getters are Thompson, McMahon, Ferrito and Pratt. They're the only ones over 20, which means through the middle of the ground, where obviously the games are won and lost, has been a really even contribution from the likes of Swallow, Bastanak, Wells and Harvey.
And they've had a magnificent Thomas forward, haven't they? As the ball goes to half forward.
Players do sneak up into that. Nathan Grime was a second-year player, played about 23 games at the moment, not the start of the year. So he's a very inexperienced player. He's basically filling up that centre-half back spot.
He missed the whole of 08 with a knee, Lee, so he's done a great job.
Mature recruit from Central Districts.
Correct.
And so he's come from Central Districts, for those who don't know, extremely successful club in South Australia.
And originally Tasmania before that.
Out of defence, it's Hadley. It's all about knee injuries. Comes across the ground. Taken by Russell.
Alistair Clarkson coached Central Districts for a while.
Roy Laird is just doing what he likes there at the moment, isn't he?
They keep on winning, don't they?
Absolutely. Good evening to Tony Castle. Tony Castle would be up there enjoying it still. Former coach, great East Fremantle man as well. On the wing, Cunnington wheels around, kicks inside the forward 50. Taylor made for the man at the back, Russell, but he interfered, I think. Well, hasn't had his best night tonight. He's been in stellar form this year, but tonight he's been given the runaround, and that time just interfering. He didn't touch the footy, and I think that's almost the litmus test for a situation like that. Lockie Hansen hasn't been as good tonight as he was last week, but he's provided something down there. Not often that you see the tall target acting as the decoy, but that's the way it's been. Thomas has been the man. Now that goes at right angles.
Yeah,
Wow.
hasn't been his night tonight, Lockie Hansen. It's been his team's night, but hasn't been his.
Perhaps it was a good thing that Levi Greenwood had the footy last week and not Lockie.
It looks that way.
He's had 5 shots and hasn't looked like it, has he? Here's Gibbs. It's a free kick against Garland. I didn't see this coming tonight.
No, not at all.
I thought the Blues were marching onto a top 4 spot. They may well be, but not after tonight. I reckon it's been a fair while since North has actually been in the 8, but they're going to be there tonight. Garland to Thomas. Could he finish with another one?
7.
Oh, 7. Well, Carey kicked 7 in a big one against the Cats one night. Lindsay, oh, you little beauty.
That is a massive return.
His stat line.
You know, like if you're playing forward half, you're going to earn every possession. So he's had 20 of those. 8 marks, 7 goals, 5. That's a fantastic return.
If they lose the Brownlow votes tonight, we know who should get them.
It's a great finish. And he's loving it out there on Friday night footy.
What a game he's played. Lindsay Thomas for number 7.
They'll be loving the fact they're playing the game out strongly too, because those little mental demons, when you fade a bit, if you finish strongly, they all go for next week and thereafter.
After it goes McIntosh, Jacobs, Hadley picked it up. And I think we need to establish a government grant for a little research, because I was thinking only this week I would love to know how many favourites lose in the week before the split round. I think some of the fancy teams, particularly against lower sides, start getting the sunscreen out, maybe the sunnies, and as a result, don't come to play. And that's taking something away, I guess, from North Melbourne. But you can't do any more than win. I reckon this is around like about round 20 or 21, where teams who are out of it suddenly find something and upsets occur. But we'll get somebody to look at that. Josh won't have the week off now.
Thanks, Chris.
Have a look at, and just have a look at this stat line. Lindsay Thomas, 19 kicks, 1 handball, 20 possessions, 8 marks, 5 inside 50s, 12 contested possessions, 8 tackles, 7 goal 5.
For some people, that's a career. Swallow gets a hand pass away to Wright. Wright comes out to Warren. Warren is on the wing, a minute and a half to go. What a night for North. Kicks inside the forward 50. Oh, terrific McIntosh. Just the one appearance on Friday Night Football, very much their night in the past, and they're showing that even in the present, they have a presence.
Fantastic work rate, because he was the ruckman in the stoppage, and he just thought he'll get into the forward space.
One thing we've worked out with Lindsay Thomas, he doesn't like to handle much, does he? 19 kicks and 1 handball. Can you blame him? On a weekend where another small forward plays his 200th and Stevie Milne. They've become the flavour of the month, small forwards. McIntosh, done well, McIntosh.
The McIntosh-Goldstein combination's been really valuable, because they've both had the ability to go forward and stretch the Carlton defence.
It's been a long, long time since North have been in the 8.
I always wondered, they've often played 3 200-centimetre players North of the
they have.
22, and I don't think you can do that. I think that's just too much height and therefore not enough mobility.
Tom and I came up in the Liffley with Drew Petrie tonight after we spoke to Brett Ratton, and he said he'll be back before the end of the year. He'd be a very handy inclusion,
wouldn't he? He's not 200 centimetres, he's about 195 centimetres that can run.
But you'd always pick him, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Ferrito from Thompson, 2 of their absolute best tonight, and they've had a few. Thomas, obviously, the standout. That one to Hansen, and now Garland, and Garland on the up. Bastanak, that early goal was a beauty, wasn't it? Seems a fair way to go. He kicked his first 2 goals in league footy tonight. Back it comes. That's one of their really good ones. Fitting, isn't it? Celebrating Friday night footy, and the kings of Friday night reign here at Etihad Stadium, 97-68. impressive. They made all the running and then finished them off.
It was you mentioned just before the end of the game, Bruce, that didn't see it coming. I certainly didn't see this coming. Carlton's form might have been outstanding, but North Melbourne didn't put a foot wrong.
North were good last week. It just they faded a bit late, but they were terrific for the first half, and they've been able to continue on tonight.
So another big scalp, and Lindsay Thomas, the star of the show with Tim Watson.
Well, Lindsay, 7 goals, 5. I mean, that's just a mighty performance from you tonight.
Yeah, missed a few sitters, but Friday night, can't get much better than this, mate. We had all the greats come down and all the supporters. We need you to come out every week to support us. Good effort from the boys and deserved win from us, I reckon.
And was it inspirational for you to see the Cracker brothers in the rooms before the game?
Oh, most definitely, mate. They come down to the club yesterday. It's good to see them come down the rooms tonight. And like I said before, mate, it's a hard, tough win, and it's well-deserved, I reckon.
I saw you before a few moments ago in a warm embrace with Eddie Betts. At one stage tonight, it was the Betts and Thomas show.
Yeah, it went all right. Eddie kicked 5, good effort. Yeah, like I said, good effort from the boys, and one more game next week against Port Power. Hopefully our supporters can come out. Hopefully we get a win before the break.
You got a standing ovation from the fans when you came off. How did that feel?
Oh, great, mate. It's good to see all our supporters here, mate. We just need them to come in week, stick with us. Young group on the rise, so we're going places, mate.
You played some exciting footy tonight. Well done.
Thanks, mate.